tenemos la nueva cinta de Aquaman y la mente detrás de este proyecto está con nosotros. Mr. James Wan, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure. So you went all the way into the action of the film. Like you have like the technology and everything. How did you decide how you were going to use it to make this epic composition that it's Aquaman?
You know, it's an amazing filmmaking tool to allow myself and filmmakers just the ability to sort of paint a world that is not exactly real, that's not actually there, and kind of like letting your imagination run wild, and that's what's so great about it. It's pretty much whatever you can come up with, you can kind of create this sort of spectacular world, and that was really fun to design this very sort of vivid and luscious world.
The beast has awakened. The time has come for Atlantis to rise again.
Toda película de superhéroes necesita un buen villano y por eso hoy tenemos al señor Patrick Wilson.
I'm not a villain.
You are a villain.
You did say a good villain, so I will thank
Exactly.
you. Thank you.
And that was my first question. What do you think a character needs to be a good villain?
To not look at himself like a villain, to think he's doing something heroic, and I think for Orm, I think he does think he's doing something heroic and certainly noble in fighting pollution and getting back at the surface world for destroying his oceans. So that's a very understandable and noble cause.
I did think that too. I mean, in the movie, without any spoilers, but I was like, this guy is right.
Yeah.
I want to fight the humans too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna join your army.
There you go. I got one.
Yes.
The war is coming to the surface. You are not going to win this.
Billions will die unless you help us.
And how did it evolve, like from the beginning to decide, for example, using the cap, and after making the hair moving into the water?
We did a lot of sort of research early on, and we talked and we sort of. We rehearsed different techniques and stuff like that to see what was the best approach, and having a really amazing sort of team of visual effects supervisors on set to help us sort of guide myself along the way as to what is the best approach.
And something I think that you left, two things. The first one is the music. It's kind of similar from what we've seen from your previous work, like in Fast and Furious. So why do you think like incorporating this kind of different soundtrack was important into Aquaman?
I think it is important. I think it's a stylistic that I feel like that it fits the funness of the world, things that I've learned obviously like from Fury 7 and stuff like that, and I applied to this, and also I think the amazing score that Rupert wrote for the film, which is I think just really classically beautiful, but also very sort of high tech in its sort of more electronica approach to Atlantis.
In this trident resides the power of Atlantis.
The dynamic doesn't really change. We're still actor and director trying to tell a story and lead with our heart and understand the character and the situation. So it doesn't really vary. Honestly, I think I'm fortunate in that I've done a lot of different genres, so I don't have a different style of acting depending on the genre. And he's the same way with telling a story as a horror director or as an action movie director. It still comes down to, do you care about these people?
Exactly. And what I think that's changed is the physicality, except for the exorcisms where maybe you have to go like, but you have been in Broadway, right?
That was good.
I'm casting up. But I mean, you've used your body a lot in Broadway, but for this movie, it's insane. Like, it's different without the cables and stuff, but that's really fun.
No, you're right. Well, I think there is a lot of Broadway in there. I think he knows. No, it's true. I think there's something very operatic and over the top and theatrical and melodramatic about Orm. You can't wear this crazy mask and just kind of try to act natural. I mean, you've got to go there and be, melodramatic is not a bad word to me. You just have to it has to be grounded in whatever your emotion is, and it has to be real for that person. So I actually think the theater training probably helped me when I'm up there on these crazy wires and this mask, and talking to the fish people.
The fish people, but
Right.
they didn't have like people carrying fish, right? Just to like imagine what
People
it would
carrying
look like.
fish? Like
yeah, like in the green suits and maybe like looking like fishes. So you
Right.
can
No,
imagine.
some we did. No, well, actually, the Fisherman Kingdom, that was all practical. Those are all real people in there. Yeah. The scenes there with them, it was they were hours and hours and hours in a makeup chair. So that was very
Poor
cool.
people. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sure.
If you seek my power, journey beyond the edge of the world to the hidden sea. In the wrong hands, it would bring destruction.
And you work with Zack Snyder as well for this film. What do you think that the future of the DC Comics should look like?
I mean, I don't necessarily know what the plan is bigger than that. I just want to focus on my film, and my movie obviously has its own look because of the comic book that I'm pulling my inspiration from, which is obviously very vibrant, and the Underwater Kingdom, has its own signature look that is, different to the other worlds. I think all the movies, should have their own, kind of unique signatures, I think.
One last thing, the Easter egg that we have on the movie. I won't spoil anything, but I freaked out like, oh my god. It's like going beyond universes, like that thing, it's evil.
Yeah, I'd love for the fans to discover what maybe you're talking about.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fuera de foco.
Fuera.
I like
I
that.
love the way you say
Yeah, it
it.
was good. I like the way you said it. That was
Fuera
awesome.
de foco, yeah.